Hey there, Ryan Reynolds here. It's a new year, and you know what that means. No, not the diet. Resolutions. A way for us all to try and do a little bit better than we did last year. And my resolution, unlike big wireless, is to not be a raging and raise the price of wireless on you every chance I get. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited. See mintmobile.com for details.
Oh, sorry. That's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover's here. We expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to support the show and support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one. Click on the shop button. How is everybody doing this weekend? Oh, I feel rested. Pretty much stayed away. Looked at some stuff, but I pretty much stayed away from all the BS. I needed a little recharge. I hate saying something like that, but so some people were posting, looking through Twitter, and one person has put, has Chris Cuomo ever once demanded a Democrat do something to bring us together? And where'd it go? Someone's response is, that's because to Democrats, bring together means agreeing with me. And that's dead on. That is dead on. Because that is the Democrats. You have to blindly, bleep, bleep, bloop, bloop, bleep, bleep, blindly agree with them, or you're against them. At least they don't push that, we have the party of tolerance anymore. That was backfiring in their face. And honestly, I honestly believe this. With all this bullshit protesting, they're just adding to the Republican base. They are pissing off a large amount of the United States of America. Especially since most people understand. They understand. These are not protests. These are paid Soros disruptions. It's not a protest. A lot of these aren't even Hillary supporters. They're just getting paid to go out there and start shit. That's all. Ooh. That's kind of old, never mind. It's the denial that's out there. Several times this weekend with these idiots. There is no violence, zero violence. It's a 0.00001% bullshit. Open your fucking eyes. It's getting absolutely ridiculously. I don't understand. Well, I do, but it's mind-numbing. And then the funny things is CNN's, there's all these hate crimes being perpetuated onto the United States. Oh, my God. Yeah, guess what? They're fake. People are claiming false allegation. You have the woman in Louisiana who screamed and filed a report that she was a victim of a hate crime, that two men ran up and robbed her and took her hijab or whatever that headpiece is. And nothing added up. She finally admitted it was an outright lie. She wasn't even assaulted. Nothing was stolen. So she now has charges filed against her. And it's happening all over the place. People are following false claims. What we got going on is not the American way. It's not freedom of speech and all that. It's pure anarchy sponsored by George Soros in a way to tear down our country, our freedoms. I don't know. It's going to be... I mean, they're already trying to start shit with Trump, too, now. CNN and MSNBC and even Fox. Oh, he's changing his tune on Obamacare. He's changing his tune on the wall. He's changing his tune on this. Because he simply said, yeah, there's going to be sections that we won't be able to put a wall up, which anybody with an ounce of brains would have understood. But put fencing up instead, like he said. There's other things we could do. There'll be some areas that'll be too cost prohibitive. And probably those areas are the areas that, well, you're not exactly going to be able to cross with ease. And he even said during his campaign that first we were going to work on border security and getting the high crime illegals out of here, and then work on the others through taking jobs away and finding them and deporting them. I'm against giving amnesty, but I can honestly say that if we get to a point where it's low enough and it's not going to be cost prohibited, we can start looking at possibly, helping some. So people are saying that Steve Bannon is dangerous and all this other shit, but they didn't say shit about Huma Abedin, who has ties to terroristic cells and groups. Yeah. No. It just... Steve Bannon, who was the CEO for Breitbart News, has been appointed a position within the Trump administration. I forget which one. I'm sorry, I forget. And Rice Priebus is, chief of staff. Some people, we don't want to establish. Listen, we got to play some games in this And that's what people don't understand. There's still games that have to be played to get people to work together. We need certain groups of the government to work with the Trump administration. You can't have a bunch of people that never worked in government before. So I'm pretty sure Rice Previous knows that, hey, he's going to have to help drain that swamp, so to speak, if he wants to keep his job going. And it also does another thing. It allows a new chairman to be voted in for the RNC, which a lot of us were calling for. It's going to be a very our country's going to be going through a very difficult time. And how we handle the next couple of years, it's going to kind of dictate which way we go. And hopefully, this is a sign that we're going to go in the right direction. It's going to be a tough time, people. It is. I think economically we're going to start booming. But everything else is going to be a fight for everything. And it's also kind of funny. So, they call Trump a racist. They call him sexist. They call him all this other, homophobic. But he had a woman running his campaign, successfully ran his campaign. The first woman to successfully run a presidential campaign. You then had, going to be in his administration, one of his close friends, Peter Thiel. I know I'm messing up that last name. Let me see something. Crap on a cracker. Here it is.
Peter Thiel.
Thiel. Sorry about that, Thiel. He is the co-founder of PayPal. And Trump had him speak at the RNC convention. He's been right there with Trump all the way. He's openly gay. He's been chastised and demeaned by the left. He'll have a spot on the table, I should say, of the Trump administration. He's had several people running parts of his campaign that were of black heritage. It's all over the map. The man, what is it? All three of his wives have been immigrants. He doesn't hate immigrants. Man is not a sexist. He has spent how many years around half-naked women? Billionaire, so very easy to sue. Out in the spotlight all the time. Again, very easy to sue. And now he runs for president, and all of a sudden he becomes a sexist. If he would have ran as a Democrat, you wouldn't have heard that he's a sexist. Because it's the same accusations from the Democrats, and that's what scares me with these people. They just eat it up. They're lemmings. They are lemmings. It's the same rhetoric over and over and over again. I don't understand it. We had Bill Myers. Oh, we cried wolf when it came to Romney and Bush and McCain, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. But this time we really mean it. The rhetoric that goes along with politics is to the point, especially during campaign season, it's to the point that it is destroying our country. It's damaging our country too bad. We got to stop it, people. It's gonna be the downfall. I laugh at the NFL because their ratings are already hurting. They're hurting. So what are they going to do? Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm ashamed to be admitting that I'm from this. Well, I'm not from, but I live in this area. Mike Evans decided he was going to protest as they were doing the national anthem. They were honoring veterans all across America. And what is this sorry excuse for a human being do? He sits because he's upset. The little boy's upset. He's upset that Donald Trump is president. So he's going to sit during the national anthem and protest during a veterans celebration. We've seen how good that went with Kaepernick. And this guy goes, let me do the same thing. Now Tampa Bay's trying to play, well, you know, we asked them to be respectful, but they have a right. No, they don't. The shit of they have the right to do what they want. They are fucking employees. You can tell them what to do. And I hope to God NFL loses more money. Because they deserve it. I used to have some respect for Goodell, but now he's trying to blame Trump for all of his problems. Another fucking pussy out there in the world. And this one, sitting, Mike Evans, sitting. Listen, you got a problem with Trump, that's your issue. You want to stand up and speak out against Trump? Go ahead. But you sat during the national anthem during a celebration to vets. You sat, you sorry piece of shit. Oh. But I'm protesting Donald Trump. How many protests did we see when conservatives got their ass handed to them twice by Obama? We didn't like it. We felt and saw what he was doing to the country. He was not making this country any better. He was destroying it, as he said he would. There's presidents I don't like, but I didn't take it out on vets. And that's exactly what he did. It pisses me off. It pisses me off when people I saw my father get so upset. He defended our country in the military, and he does understand the freedom of speech. But when he watches people destroy an American flag because they're throwing a hissy fit, that just breaks his heart. And what I don't understand, when did the Star-Spangled Banner replace Hail to the Chief as the symbol of the American president? Someone explain that to me? Because I sure as hell haven't seen when that took place. Twitter showed how much of a fucking joke it really is. This weekend, trending hashtags were assassinate Trump. They allowed that. And rape Melina. They allowed that. Oh, that's real progressive. That's really protecting the women. Standing up for women. So, memes created for Obama and Joe Biden. Now, Saskatchewan had a shit ton of them. And it's all meant in good fun. So, if you're liberal and you're getting your panties in an uproar, piss off. It's like Biden. I think if we just leave a small Obama, no. Biden. Just a small mousetrap-inspired Obama. No booby traps, Joe. Damn it. Obama. Did you replace all the toiletries with travel-sized bottles? Biden. He's got tiny hands, Brock. I want him to feel welcome here. That's actually funny. That was funny. Now, this one's really funny. Biden, come on, you got to print a fake birth certificate and put it in an envelope labeled secret, then leave it in the Oval Office desk. Obama, Joe. Now, that one's funny. That was... That one was pretty good. I give credit where credit's due. And that one was funny. Oh, so, and people need to lighten up and learn to laugh sometimes, because it's the best medicine. It's just... And we got a long way in this country. We got a lot of work. Sorry, there's more of them that I just noticed, and it's friggin' hysterical. It just... There we go. We got a long way in this country to go before we can start straightening shit out. And we gotta. Things are not doing good. Our economy's not. I don't know. But what I do know, we're going to take a little bit of extended break here. We'll come back and we'll get going again. Where'd it go? You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio. Actually, I'm going to not do that. Hang on. I'm changing my mind on the fly. It's my show and I can. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense. We'll be right back after this message.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cow for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. Try to rush back, and I thought I had enough time. Looks like I was just late. Hopefully not by much. Whew. So, I was listening to Judge Janine response to these college kids that are getting counseling and puppy dogs and crayon books because they're upset. Oh, get over it. This next one just pisses me the fuck off. For their car made an announcement, and that's the Council on American Islamic Relations. It's a Muslim group. It's an extreme Muslim group, as in not the good ones. In a Los Angeles office, they have they tweeted out last Wednesday, and he's trying to say basically there should be an overthrow. And he said, "Okay, repeat after me." And he gave this. Hang on, let me go through. Give me a second to type this up. See if I can pull the article up to make it easier on my delicate hands. Where are we? Sometimes I think of things as it goes. All right, we're going to try to see if this works. Not guaranteeing. This was written on his tweet that they should chant this.
Al-Shagiridiskat al-Nizam. Al-Shagiridiskat al-Nizam.
Now, what that exactly means, it's an Arab Spring chant. And what it means is the people wants to bring down the regime. In other words, he's calling for an overthrow of our government. You have freedom of speech, but what you don't have the right to do is incite an overthrow of the government. This is a foreign entity trying to influence overthrow of our government. Where is the Democrats to condemn this? Where? Yeah, I'm sure we won't find any around. He had another one running his mouth saying that the Muslims are here to stay. We're not going anywhere, and we will not be intimidated and marginalized. The problem is, you half-witted nerf herder, is we're not out to throw out people based on the religion. But we're also not going to bring in a group that shares a religion with you. We're not going to bring in a large amount of that group because we can't vet that group. It's not that we're trying to go after the Muslim religion, but right now the Muslim religion, a section of it, has declared war against us. I'm sorry, but during the heyday of World War II, we did not keep immigration from Japanese coming into the country. We stopped all immigration of Japanese and German. Why? Because we were at war with them. Whether you want to admit it or not, anybody wants to admit it or not, this group has declared war on us. We are at war with a sect of the Muslim religion. Doesn't mean we go around killing all. No. This is a new frontier that we have to figure out. And it's not going to be easy, but ignoring it like we have for the past God knows how many years is not the solution. It is a new type of war. And we are at war, people, and we got to figure out how to fight it. Jesus Christ. So, Fuck Trump was painted on one Florida house, and a neighbor's house was burned down. Oh. But yes, these people are not, and it was in Hillsborough County. This was in my county. And this scares the crap out of me. Now, I didn't even realize. I saw that there was some of this shit going on. I didn't notice. Holy, that's... Give me 1 second, one brief second. I'm going to put a little music on just for, we're not even going to get through the whole song, maybe like 30 seconds to a minute of it. Be right back.
And discipline remains mercifully.
Yes, and neither would you, Derek, this star nonsense.
Yes.
No, it isn't.
I'm sure of it.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. That. That is scary as hell, people. That will put a pucker in your step real quick. Again, that happened right here. What's funny is I don't hear any other of the news agencies reporting on it. Especially Bay News 9, the liberal. Well, it's CNN. Oh my God, they actually did. It's disheartening, Brian. Sorry, I'm looking at map right now to see. So basically, they're throwing a temper tantrum because they did not win the election. And then again, I'm not even going to go there because most of these people don't even know. They just see it on the media and they want to jump a part of it. Or they're so upset. My person lost. The media told me he was a bad man. And that's what it comes. I mean, I've had problems in my neighborhood with the kids. And the thing is, they don't know. They just hear the highlights on social media. They hear the highlights on the news. They hear highlights, bits and pieces. It's disgusting. So gun-controlled Chicago is approaching 4,000 shooting victims for 2016. According to the Chicago Tribune, well, its last year yielded 2,988. Chicago Tribune says that 3,871 shootings have taken place. And that's both fatality and non-fatality. The fatality rate sits at, so far, 674, which comes out to 1 in every 6 shooting victim is a fatality. And yet they keep pushing. Well, that's also, if you think about it, think of the rhetoric about the temper tantrum that the left did, the sit-in protest they did in the House, pushing of the gun bans. America didn't like it, did it? No, it didn't. Chicago is proof that it's not going to work. Gun bans are not going to work. I kind of laugh because, change up subject a little bit, the Democrats who have this youth movement they're trying to do, and it's run by a bunch of old fucking rich people. And they complain about rich people to the young people and blame all the problems. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense at all. There's more important things to be worrying about, more important things to be protesting than the United States election results. It just... That's weird. An EU policy spokesman and is basically threatening Britain for backing Trump. It's ridiculous, people. Instead of getting better and trying to work things out, the world's going even nuttier. It's laughing because the best of the U.S. and international media, a couple weeks ago had a front cover that was showing Trump supporters, and after election, how will Trump followers react if they think it's stolen? And it's they're holding pitchforks and torches and assault rifles, wearing Trump apparel, Hillary for president, screaming and rioting and protesting. That's what they said was going to happen if Hillary won, that we were going to throw the hissy fit. I think they ought to put out an apology and say, well, we got that one wrong too. It was the Hillary people. We need to, we definitely need to get some kind of voter ID in place. But I said it before the election with the Project Veritas and the WikiLeaks, they were not going to try massive voter fraud. They didn't have the excitement that they had in Obama's election. They knew they couldn't justify the numbers. And like I said, with top of WikiLeaks and Project Veritas, they knew it was too much sitting behind them. Now in 2018, you're going to see some massive attempts. They're going to run some candidates and get the base ginned up for this one. 2018 is the one I worry about in 2020. I see they're going to really try to take back control of the House and Senate. By hook or by crook, they don't care. Unless they have some kind of coming to Jesus moment. I'm not saying they're going to get religious, so fuck off on that thought. It's just a saying. Unless they have a coming to Jesus moment and then they realize that error is what they did. I've said it. If they put Bernie Sanders would be president-elect right now. Not that I would have voted for him. Hell no. But he had more excitement around his campaign. He had more of the youth movement. He was giving away more free shit, too. That's we got people that are, well, I want free college, so I'm going to vote. Just like they're putting up these votes for raising the minimum wage. Of course people are going to vote to raise the minimum wage. And that's what the Democrats are planning on. I don't know. We are in a hellacious time. Hillary Clinton in private fundraisers. She's still doing fundraising. It's funny. She has the ability to do fundraising, but she couldn't do rallies. But in private, she's telling these fundraisers that she lost her White House bid because of James Comey's letter. That sank her presidential bid. No. Amongst other things, one of the main things was your email server that you put up, Hillary. That you chose to subvert the laws. Not anybody else. It was you, Hillary. You sank your own. You thought it was funny. You and your campaign thought it was funny to hide you for over a month from the press. You thought you can get away with it, that the media wasn't hammering you. It's not the media you have to worry about. Obama taught the conservatives how to make sure that the social media is involved, how to go to the internet. You taught that. The left did. And now you're upset because that's what it didn't help that you insulted supporters, the people that you would have been leading, and never apologized. I don't care what the media said. You came back and you said, well, I shouldn't have said half. That's not an apology. It's bad enough when you do that, and you threw the whole kitchen sink at us. You did the racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic at the American people. Did you expect us to go, okay, we're going to vote for you? It's how lost Hillary really is. All right. We're going to be back after this message. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising Radio, iTunes, YouTube, and Spreaker. We'll be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cough for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense to the senseless. The Jersey expansion is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to support the show and support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one and pick yourself up a kick-ass t-shirt. So it's now being reported. John Kerry took a trip to the Antarctic and he produced about as much CO2 as America does in a year just on that trip alone. Just to go prove that there's global warming. Which has failed every time they try to do it. Oh my God. It's just... Oh. I don't get it. So, Evan McLaughlin, he was running for president too, and he said his only thing was to stop Trump. And this is one of those piece of shit Republicans. He said his only thing was to stop Trump and help Hillary get elected. Now he's all mad because his plan didn't work. His evil plan did not work. Freaking idiots. These people are a joke. We got a long way to go, people. Long way. The fight isn't over. It's just begun. What we saw before was just prelims. Just the preliminary, people. The fight really starts now. So the AP had a piece. Clinton's campaign laughed at Bill for caring about rural voters. On this weekend's broadcast of Fox News Sunday, the White House correspondent for the Associated Press, Julia Pace, said the campaign of Hillary Clinton laughed at and ridiculed former President Bill Clinton for wanting Hillary's campaign to spend more time courting rural voters who are credited for being a large part of the decisive win for President-elect Trump. Pace said Bill Clinton was laughed at and ridiculed by a lot of the people in the Clinton campaign. She continued, after the Wisconsin primary, when Bill Clinton wanted Hillary to spend more time there, they laughed at him. They laughed at him and basically said he's going after the votes that supported him instead of the ones that she will need. How'd that work out for you? Well, Bill Clinton won an election. Won two. I would have taken his advice. They assumed they had certain groups in their back pocket. Well, you didn't. Now, you have a bunch of people that are targeting the Electoral College members to switch their Trump ballots and elect Clinton. I think this is nothing more than just a way to create anarchy, to create trouble, and to give hope to those that are clinging to this crazy idea that Hillary will be president. It's listen. At one time, I thought the popular vote was the way to go, too. But it was explained very simple, very easy for me. And there's several ways to explain it, and one of them I'm going to explain. You're bitching because you're saying that your vote doesn't count. Well, if we go to the popular vote, your vote won't mean shit either. It'll mean less. A lot less. because it'll be California, New York, and possibly Florida that'll elect every president going forward. Because the majority of the population, and that's where they're going to campaign at, people. Don't think any other way. They're just going to campaign in less than a handful of states. That's it. And your vote's not going to mean shit. And the way you need to take a look at the Electoral College and the way the elections go, it wasn't one big race. It was 50 little races. If you want to think of it, almost like, I can't use that analogy, but it was 50 small races. And that is how you win the presidency, not one huge. Because, yes, she won in California, which has a high population. Yeah, there's a chance she's going to win. Trump was smart. He hit a lot of the smaller stuff and just added it up. The way that they're complaining would be to complain that the Cleveland Indians should be the world champions too. They both teams scored 27 runs during the whole series. They both should be champions. They scored the same amount of runs. But that's not the way it works. It is several games added up. It doesn't matter what each score was the previous day. But they don't want to listen to that, do they? It's that simple. It really is a simple issue here. And it's so PepsiCo is now telling Trump supporters to take their business elsewhere. Well, Pepsi is also Fritos, Pepsi Max, Brisk Iced Tea, Starbucks, Lipton. No, that can't be. Hang on. Yeah, these are all retail brands of Pepsi. Pepsi, Lay's, Tropicana, Quaker Oats, Gatorade, Mountain Dew, Merita, Walker, Tortillas, Tostitos, Diet Pepsi, Sierra Mist, Fritos, Pepsi Max, Doritos, Mountain Dew, Ruffles, Aquafina, Cheetos, 7-Up, Lipton, Starbucks, and Brisk. Well, they don't want our business, people. Since when did Starbucks get bought out? I did not know that. It's a partnership. So they don't want our business. Well, I'll make sure I don't give them my business, I guess. I try to aim to please. I do. Well, That's... Heck. Little water turbine that goes into the water. It's very small. And then create electricity for like a cabin out in the middle of the woods. It's pretty neat, but unfortunately it'll probably mess with the wildlife in the river. Oh, God. I'm just looking at some of the stuff, and buddy of mine put up, and kind of surprised that he's conservative, but hey, not going to argue that. And should burning of the, or desecrating of the American flag should be a felony. I'm kind of split. I hate it with a passion. I hate it. But it's also they say a free speech. But at the same time, that's called arson. It's called arson. I'm kind of split, and as of right now, it's free speech. So I will honor that. I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to like it, but I will honor. I will honor that it is free speech. And until then, until it changes, I'll keep honoring it. But I also have the freedom of speech to speak out against it. I have the right to chastise people who do it. I have my rights, and your rights end at when it interferes with my rights. But that's for a different subject. It's always going to be a weird subject. God bless you, dude. I'm trying to click on an article. It's I'll never accept burning the American flag, but as I said, I will honor that it is legal to do it, but sorry, I was looking up, I think it's officially Eric Lindros has been inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame, and it's pretty amazing. He had a great career with the Flyers. Where did I kind of got totally off on a tangent, and I lost track of where I was. Sorry about that. This is so true that the TV network news pretty much ignored issues this election cycle. We've talked about it. We have talked about it to nauseam. And what I mean by that, it's their ratings could have been through the roof. The three major news network could have been fighting each other big time. They could have been fighting it out, duking it out, trying to go for the top spot, but it seems they wanted to fight for the bottom spot. And all they had to do was report the news, do their job. And there was so much to talk about, but they chose to ignore it and create issues. I don't know. It's the stupidest shit I've ever seen. How much do you destroy your network to protect? I mean, if she would have got elected, yeah, that would have been a pretty good coup because that would have made him look golden. But they didn't look at the chance that they failed, and now they look like idiots. And they've hurt their reputation, they hurt their trustworthiness, and it doesn't help for their case. People are not going to trust them for a long time coming. It just... They ignored ISIS. They ignored the threat to the United States. They ignored the issues with Hillary and chose to create issues with Trump. Since 1988, issues coverage was rarely less than 114 minutes, and that was usually over 200 minutes of airtime on the three networks combined. But for the 2016 campaign, the networks had given the issues a scant 32 minutes of airtime 2 weeks before Election Day. Again, instead of covering guns, healthcare policy, terrorism prevention plans, security, economics, the networks centered their reports on fitness for office, honesty, trustworthiness, controversy, stamina, the candidate's health. Then they said, well, they don't talk about their policies. They don't talk about this. And the news never covered it. That's the issue. It's not that the candidates maybe, I don't know about Hillary, but I know Trump was talking about policies and all that. It was the networks that refused to cover it. And it sounds like they did it to Hillary, too. Now, the few rallies that I did watch, because I did try to watch both sides, Hillary spent most of the time going after Trump. And that was her whole campaign was, she's not Trump. Go after Trump. Trump. Well, you can only do that so long before it comes back and bites you in the ass. I just... They could have been the heroes, and they wound up zeros. And so much more could have been done to inform the people. But no, they wanted to try to control the information to get us to elect who they wanted. And it backfired. How can they win back the trust? Will they ever? Or will they be regulated to being nothing more than jokes? To tabloid trash, TV? I don't know. It's a big question. And it's going to... I don't have the exact answer. There's not many that are going to have the answer. We won't know until time goes by. But I'll never trust... I don't trust Fox. I don't trust CNN. And I sure as hell don't trust MSNBC. I don't know if I ever can again. It's going to be a long road. And they're not showing any willingness to change on their coverage post-election either. They're not covering these riots. They're very one-sided on their coverage. They're not having a neutral coverage. These news agencies are becoming mouthpieces, not reporting. They're trying to become part of the story, not report the story. Too many of them are letting personal interfere with professional. And that's never a good. It's never a good thing. Never works out fine. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising Radio, YouTube, Speaker, and iTunes. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. Well, this just came to my attention, and this is, oh my friggin' God, people are... So this gentleman, Matt Haringan, I'm going to read you his tweet where he apologized first. My humble apologies that a flawed joke has become public out of context. My poor judgment does not represent the view of Packet Sled. Customers, investors, or the officers of Packet Sled. I have no malicious intent towards the POTUS and apologize to all for my lack of judgment or offensive commentary. So he says he made a joke. He was between Reddit and it looks like Facebook. On Reddit, he posted, "I'm going to kill the president-elect. Bring it, Secret Service." And then on Facebook, he posted, "Nope, getting a sniper rifle and perching myself where it counts. Find a bedroom in the White House that suits you, motherfucker. I'll find you." He also posted, "In no uncertain terms, fuck off, America. Seriously, fuck off." But yet he wanted to post saying it's all a joke. It's all a joke. So basically, he went on a rampage, threatening, and thought everybody was going to back him and cheer him on. But instead, it backfired. And now he's trying to say it was a joke. A joke starts with knock knock. Not, I'm going to kill certain X, Y, and Z people. Seriously, I'm going to... That's not a joke. I just don't get it. And then they think they just throw out an apology and everything's all right. But when a conservative doesn't even make a threat, and the liberals twist it into a threat, they want the people to resign immediately. Well, this gentleman, at Matt Harrigan, that is MATTHARRIGAN. That's his Twitter. Maybe he should resign. Not maybe. He should resign in disgrace. And they say we're the ones, and Trump's the one that is mentally unstable. The left is showing their true colors, their true intentions. They are not for a democratic republic. They are not for the Constitution. They are for destruction, anarchy, which leads to communism. Their actions are exactly what leads to communism. And this man gets contracts with the CIA and other government contracts for cybersecurity. And he wants to make threats to kill the president. And what he does is cybersecurity for our government. I speechless. What the exactly? Packet sled. Network security, network insight for risk management, continuously monitored for advanced threats and policy violations missed by other defenses, then analyze and remediate in record time. Absolutely unacceptable. Twitter's allowed the hashtag, assassinate Trump. They've allowed hashtag rape Melina. The left is in full flip-out mode. And hopefully America is watching and learning what the true... And this isn't the only instance of a columnist making death threats. There's a columnist, she has now deleted her Twitter account, and her name is... Hold on.
Monisha Rajesh.
Monisha Rajesh, I think it said. That's what I'm going with. She has... And she tweeted that it's about time for a presidential assassination. What's funny is she's deleted it now. After she thinks everything has calmed down, she will restart the account up. And Twitter is not suspending and kicking these people off. Clint Eastwood congratulated Trump on his win and kicked him off Twitter. You have God knows how many liberals threatening to assassinate a president or rape the first lady, and they do nothing. Then they wonder why their stock's going down the toilet. As I said, Trump made a comment about how the pro-Second Amendment group will vote against her. And it was immediately, he's threatening to have her assassinated. You have people directly calling for the assassination and nothing. Nothing. But what do you expect for a woman who's worked for both the Telegraph and the Guardian? And again, it's kind of, you know what, these people are kind of showing their... Oh, it's funny, the person she was tweeting to, Mark C. O'Flattery, has locked his account to private. Yeah, amazing. It just... How much more are we going to sit back and take of this, people? I don't know what the... I don't know... Oh, that was weird. So I just searched Moesha Rajesh and on Twitter, and it came. All right, The Guardian popped up, and FBI popped up. That was kind of funny. Oh God, it's. And Michael Moore, man, this guy is back and forth with his comment. I mean, he's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Hang on. Because he's trying to scream that, now he's saying that the millions of Obama voters changed their mind, they're not racist. Well, let's listen in. Hold on. Come on. Now it doesn't want to play. Now it doesn't want to play. What the heck? Here we go. Found the YouTube of it. See if that works.
This is quite interesting this morning. Liberal filmmaker Michael Moore defending supporters of President-elect Donald Trump, saying that this election was not about race. Watch what he said.
You have to accept that millions of people who voted for Barack Obama, some of them once, some of them twice, changed their minds this time. They're not racist. They twice voted for a man whose middle name is Hussein. That's the America you live in. That even though this country is only 12% black, the vast majority of this country, especially its young people, if you remember, it was really the only white demographic he won in 2008, was 18 to 35-year-olds. They poured out in record numbers. They made that happen. But if you put people through another 8 years where there's no middle-class jobs, they're struggling to get by, the basic things like you said, the price of a box of cereal doubles. These are the things that are important to people because they're trying to get by. And they're living from paycheck to paycheck.
This was a really...
And that's exactly it. I mean, I hate this man. I hate him. Hey, Kel, I hate Michael Moore. But he hits it right on with that. He hits it dead on. And then, of course, I didn't mean what I said again. He's done it twice now, just in this election alone. But it's... It's, oh, God. I'm getting tired of these celebrities. Because I like the movies, but they're starting to piss me off where I'm not going to do anything. It's, oh my God. I just, Martin Downey Jr. has ran his mouth. A lot of the people from the Marvel universe have run their mouth. Well, looks like I won't be watching any more of those damn movies. I have no problem stepping away from friggin' movies. I have no problem with that at all. These elitists think they're in charge. They think they know better. They don't. Yes, they have a right to freedom of speech before anybody says that. And I have the right to freedom of speech to respond to their asinine comments. And I have the right whether I want to support their product, whether it be in an actual product or a movie or whatever, to whatever criteria I see fit. Whatever criteria I put down is my right. And I have a right to respond to these idiots about their dumbass comments. And he says this is simple. Trump cannot be allowed a term in office. It's not about 2018. It's about right now. Now, Chicago saying that they will always be a sanctuary city no matter what. And you have Philadelphia, New York City, Chicago, Minneapolis, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Seattle have pledged to remain sanctuary cities. That is, they pledged that they are going to hide and protect criminals. And those politicians should be charged with such crime. That pisses me off within itself. When we start charging these local politicians with crimes, with covering up and assisting in criminal activity, you will start to see these idiots. And I don't understand. Nobody brings it up. It is a very, very easy thing. You cannot assist a criminal. You cannot help a criminal. When you help them, you become complicit in their crime. You are guilty of a crime yourself. But yet we have these government officials doing it. Our country, it just keeps getting worse and worse, and nothing's getting better. The rhetoric's getting worse. There's video of blocks upon blocks of buses that are bussing in these quote-unquote protesters. The Democrat Party needs to be looked at inside and out. Every time that I think that maybe things aren't as bad as I think it is, it just pops up and smacks me in the face that things are that bad. I just... Never thought I'd see this much complication over the American process, but it seems that the Democrat Party is out for everything against the American way. And so many people are accepting that. One bit of good news, but I don't trust it wholeheartedly, is that supposedly Obama's administration has given up on the TPP because they're not down with me. Donald Trump's victory has prompted President Barack Obama to abandon the TPP trade agreement, and the Wall Street Journal reported late Friday. According to the Journal, the White House had hoped to push the deal forward in a lame duck session of Congress, assuming that Democrat presidential nominee Hillary Clinton had won the election. Her loss has already changed the political landscape. Just days after Donald Trump's surprise victory, U.S. officials said Democrat congressional leaders have made clear that they would not consider the 12-nation Trans-Pacific Partnership in the remainder of Obama's term. The White House had lobbied hard for months in hopes of moving forward on the pact if the Democrat nominee Hillary Clinton had won. Well, crap. Hold on. Knocking paperwork over. Dogs and cats getting along. It's a good thing, but I still don't trust Obama that he's giving up on stuff. He is going to try to make things worse than they already are, to make it as hard as he can for Obama on his way out. Came across this article. I kind of agree, but I never trust everything that goes on anymore. And it says the pendulum swings leftward for the Democrat, and that is not good news for Donald Trump. The party's in the pendulum. For the Democrats, the news is bad, and it's about to get worse. Why? Because the ideology pendulum is swinging the Democrats too far left place, and a political party doesn't win from the wings. To be sure, no ideological swing is permanent. But for the next 4 years, it seems likely that the Democrats will push themselves leftward to unelectability at the presidential level. I'll get to this pendulum swing in a moment, but first let's establish the current partisan baseline. In addition to Donald Trump's winning the White House, the House Republicans will have 238 seats in the next Congress, and Senate Republicans will have 51. Meanwhile, out in the states, the GOP controls 33 governorships, 67 legislative chambers. To further illustrate the hole that the Democrats find themselves in, well, a chart from the Washington Post which shows that in the last 8 years, Democrats have lost 10.2% of their Senate seats, 19.3% of their House seats, 20.3% of their legislators, 35.7% of their governorship, and these are the lowest Democrat numbers since 1928. In the caustic words of Post reporter Philip Bump, that whistling sound you hear is the party Thelma Louising. Movie fans will recognize that as a reference to the ending scene in the 1991 movie Thelma and Louise, in which title characters drive off a cliff, plunging to their death. So what happened? It seemed like only yesterday that the MSM and the chattering classes all over were certain that Hillary Clinton was destined for a decisive victory, possibly even a landslide. Yet now, not so much. So today, the Democrats have something they didn't particularly wish for. The opportunity for an antagonizing reassessment. The problem is that such reassessments don't always end up improving the situation. Sometimes they make things worse. As former CNN pundit Bill Schneider liked to say, an election defeat gives the losing party a chance to fix whatever went wrong. The big question, of course, is what needs fixing. And now the post-mortem autopsy report as to the needed fix are coming, one might say, fast and furious. To be sure, a few Hillary loyalists declared that their woman lost because of sexism or some other retrogradism. Many more Clintonites blame FBI Director James Comey. Shadowy Clinton operative Sidney Blumenthal has gone so far as to claim that the election was a coup d'etat staged by a cabal of right-wing agents of the FBI in New York office attached to Rudy Giuliani. Exactly, Cal. Okay, so that's the thinking of new Clintonite dead-enders. Meanwhile, most Democrats and their barely undercover allies in the MSM are coming around to the view that Hillary was a deeply flawed candidate, same thing. It's... You're not going to see a shakeup in the DNC. They need a major one. They don't see the problem within the party. They don't see that it's them. Period. They don't think it's them. They think the further they go to the left, the further they go to progressive socialism, the better. They don't see, since they've done that, the amount of elections that they have lost. How unpopular it is with the American people. They cannot see failure. They will not recognize failure. And for that, they will keep on failing. You might win a couple of little fights here and there, but it's not good. They thought getting in bed with the media and getting in bed with celebrities, they would have control over everything. But guess what? It hasn't worked. It's actually pushed a lot of people away. And just, I don't see them really looking at themselves and readjusting. I don't. They'll keep going the path they're going. They didn't even think they needed to explain anything to anybody. They thought people were just going to bend over and vote for them. Well, it didn't work out too good, did it? And it's not going to work out. But they're going to keep trying to push the same thing and go deeper in debt. And with that, it's the end of the show. I will be back tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising Radio, YouTube, Speaker, and iTunes. Until tomorrow, have a good day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.